found a good way to seat the bearing. I've taken an old hole saw, ground it down, and it fits just perfectly to knock this the outer race in. Just checking that it's seated correctly all the way around. So, fresh out of the freezer. This doesn't go in as easily as the other one, but let's give it a go. There we go. Who needs a block of wood when you can just use a hammer? Okay. Nearly all the way in. It's not perfectly sized, so it's not exactly how I want it. I don't think it's seated yet. Let's have a look. Oh, it looks like it is actually. There's no gap. Let me keep going. It doesn't seem to go in as far as the other one, but I'll give it a few more whacks. It feels like a slightly better view on the inside to make sure that it's completely seated, but it looks like it. I don't see any gap, so I think we are good. There's no further space under that lip. And then the bottom one seems to go in by at least 3 mils. Alright, but that's cool. Seems to fit nicely. I have an idea of how to seat that bottom bearing. Actually use the stem itself and tighten it down. So what I've done is I have not put the bearing at the top, okay, because obviously by pushing this, there's the bearing. See the distance? It's already half of what it used to be. Put it in carefully, okay, and then without the bearing on the top, I can grab it by the thread, okay, and just get it centered, grab it by the thread. Okay, now obviously I can't tighten it directly to force this up, but what I can do is I can do that, tighten it as much as possible, hold it tight and turn, and effectively I'm tightening this up against that. And then let it roll, hold it, let it roll back. Okay, now it's loose. This hasn't turned. Tighten this a bit more and turn it again. And what I'm actually doing slowly is I'm slowly compressing it and pushing this bearing down onto the bottom triple clamp. So fingers crossed, this little idea works. Yeah, look, it's closing. It's much better than it was. Woo-hoo! Out of the box solutions. Okay, let's see what happens. Assuming we can loosen this thing now. Here we go. Let's have a look. Okay, we still look to be 2 mils. Let's have a look. It's difficult to tell. Yeah, I would say we're still 2 millimeters short. So I'm still going to have to rush out and buy a tube. Actually, I think I'm done, because see that little gap there Got a tiny little gap. But that gap looks to be the same as this gap on this side. So I think it's seated, and I'm measuring from the outer race, not the inner race, but the inner race is actually seated. I may be done. I am seated. I don't know if you can see, but you can see that flush up against the black piece there is actually wider than the diameter here, meaning that that's actually the inner race. I think we're done. We can get the triple clamp on. I know you need special tools to properly grease these things, but my feeling is if you can just push them into every single slot, they will move where they need to move. So I'm just systematically going around and making sure I've pushed grease into every single part of the entire circumference of the bearing. You can never have too much grease, so we just keep pushing it in until we feel like we've overdone it. Just going to remove the grease, the overflow grease. We don't need it there. And the top bearing. Okay, that feels good. I'm not sure how tight to make this, but the fact that it has no actual turning mechanism makes me think that it just needs to be hand tight. I will double check. Feels good, feels smooth. Okay, it's interesting to see what parts I don't have on the triple clamp. So everything I've crossed out as an X I don't have, which is quite a lot. I need to get the circlip. That's a missing part I've ordered. So I have actually less parts than most bikes, and that's because it's an early bike. So hopefully that makes it easier to install, but just in passing, the injectors have finally arrived, the very last thing that I've been waiting for. So there they are. And they're still single nozzle, not four, but they are replacements for what I've currently got. So I'm looking forward to putting the new ones on. Then we can get that part of the bike done. Excellent. Okay, so given this has gone swimmingly well, it's time to re-oil the forks. So I'm about to start. I've clamped the top little bracket so I can turn this and have a look inside my very first fork. Let's see whether I'll succeed. Yeah. Oh, that was quite easy. I thought that would be hard. Interesting. Never done this before. Let's have a look. There's like a million pieces inside a fork, so I don't want to rebuild them. I just want to re-oil them. Ooh, looks a bit dark. Looks quite black, to be honest. Ew. Something fell in. That's a worry. What fell in? Is it my imagination? I think it was. There we go. All right, let's see how much we've taken out of the one. It's supposed to be 360 cc's or moles. Let's see if it's that. Oop, I did find a washer. Something did fall out. That looks to be 345 mils. You won't be able to see it, but because I'll be knocking it around. Okay, there you go. So, Motul fork oil. It's 7.5W SAE, so it's medium, between the 5 and the 10. That's what they suggest, so we'll go with that. And that's what the old stuff looks like, nasty, and that's what the new stuff looks like. So let's do this. See, it wants to bubble. Go very, very, very slowly. Or use a syringe, but I'll just go slowly. There's only a 10 cc or 10 milliliter variance allowed, tolerance. All good. So we've got 360 or thereabouts, close enough within each fork. And now I can close them up. I found the 2 sealing washers with the bolts so they could go back in. Let's do that. "15 Newton meters of torque, so that should be easy. This top nut goes to 74 Newton meters of torque. So let's see how we go. Oh, actually, I can't do it until I've got the forks in. Okay. Oh, we need the handlebars. Yes. Okay. Okay, we'll have to measure exactly how high they come up through the top at some point. For now, they're just there to hold them. 1, 2. Looks cool. Now I can start to see what it's going to look like. Okay. So let's get the bike straight. Still not sitting straight. Okay. Now it's not supposed to fall if you hold it there. So I think it's got to be a little bit tighter. We'll tighten it here now. Okay. Feels good. So today I need to put the front wheel on. I want to put the wheel on, it's a bit premature to be fair, but I kind of want to be able to move the bike back onto this lift properly, and it just feels like it'll be more stable if it's on both wheels. So I'm going to do it. So first thing is to put the bearings on the front wheel. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the bearings to freeze in the freezer so that they are small enough to put in the wheel. I've also got to heat the rim up to 100 degrees or thereabouts, so I'll use the heat gun for that, and then hopefully they'll just slip in. But I just thought I would run through the procedure because I've never done it before and I'm trying to remember. This is basically how it works. So this goes in the one side, all right, then we have basically we put in this bearing seal, so it's full of grease from previously, but I'll pack it with new grease. Then the bearing goes on. This is the bearing that came out. You see it's sealed. The bearings that are going in are unsealed, so that was a bit odd. I'm not sure why these are sealed. They still feel nice. I'm tempted just to use them, but I'll use the new ones because I've bought them. So the bearing goes on, okay, like so. Then well, this is in the wheel already, so we're inside the wheel. Then the spacer goes on, then the other bearing goes on, okay, like so. And then there's this other seal. I need to give it a bit of a clean. It goes like that, and then on the end is this little cap with a bolt, and there you go. That's how it all fits together. So as soon as the bearings are frozen, we will give it a go. While I'm waiting, I thought I would just show you this jobby. This is the bracket that attaches to the triple clamp, the top triple, in order to mount the display. It works quite well, so I'm just going to sand it down and give it a spray and make it go black. But basically it goes like this, if you see here. So it'll go like so, and then yeah, the instrument cluster will go on top. Boom! That went in. I love it when a plane comes together. Yep, seated. Alright, time for grease. Here's my homemade grease gun. It's cooled down. So what I want to see is, has it pushed through the other side? No, not sufficiently. I'll keep pushing. Yes. Now we have to do the other side. Just packing the spacer with grease. I believe you don't have to do this. I'm just going to do it just anyway, just to give it a bit more grease on the inside. Okay, and the bearing goes on that. The other bearing. here, bottom out. I love this tool. So now I've got two of them. I've got this one which I filed down, and I've got this one which I filed down, and they're the perfect sizes for the two different bearing sizes. Now we'll just let it cool down, and we will pack that side with grease, and then we can fit it. I'm assuming you can't have too much grease. Maybe you can, I don't know. We are ready to try and fit it on the wheel. Spindle clamp bolts. How about just the front wheel? What the hell is a spindle clamp bolt? 33. So I'm not sure how this can be 14 and that can be 33. Don't really understand. So 33 it is. Okay, it's 33. It's quite a big moment. It's getting its front shoe. Okay, pulling everything together. Fork yoke pinch bolts. I'm assuming the top and bottom. Okay, is mine a Fichtel and Sachs, I presume. 21 at the top and 43 at the bottom. 43. This is exciting times. Very exciting. I have a feeling I'm going to dismantle the bike a couple of times again because of stuff. Anyway, stuff. I just want to get it running and then I can do it again. Okay. Can't hear a thing. Absolute gliding. Look at that. Woohoo! Momentous occasion, it's going on to its own 2 feet. First time in 3 months. Okay, time to put these bad boys back on. Looks good. Okay. So I have a bit of a choice here. For some reason I've ordered way too many brake pads. I assumed they came with one, but they came with two, so I've got to double up. Anyway, I can either go, at the back I've put on the black ones, and for some reason they sent blue ones as well. The blue ones look prettier. I think they've got slightly different part numbers, and I think the blue are a little bit snatchier, a little bit more aggressive. So yeah, in the interest of experimentation, I'm going to put the blue ones on. Let's see how that goes. Okay. And it's pretty firm. There's no play. There we go. Done. Okay. Much quicker that time. I think that looks good. If not, someone will tell me, no doubt. Voila. Done. Oh, nearly forgot. 32, 32. Let's just do that. Wasn't far off. Nearly forgot these ones. Good thing I cleaned the bolts and they were waiting. They're going in very easily. All the way flush. Okay.